Tom here from Flexibility is Freedom, and in this video I want to share 5 actionable steps that you can take to diversify or break up with Amazon associates. So let's get started. First, a little bit about myself. I've been doing affiliate marketing for just about 2 years, and I first got started with the Authority Hacker Task program. So not going to say that I'm an expert or guru here, but just want to share some of the strategies that I'm taking to help diversify from Amazon. And previously I worked in private equity at a major Canadian pension fund, and I also graduated with a bachelor's in business. So I think we all know the basic story here. On April 21st, Amazon severely burned most of its affiliates, maybe except for some people who were a little bit more diversified. But if you are a site owner that monetizes primarily through Amazon, you may have seen maybe half of your income getting slashed. So if we take a look at exactly what happened, and I'm sure you guys all know the story here, most consumer categories are now paying about 1 to 3%, and previously they were as high as 8% in some cases, such as home and kitchen. And we see categories like beauty also getting hit, going from 6 to 3. And health and household, a really drastic move here from 4.5% down to 1%. And I know this is impacting a lot of affiliates who have, sort of health or fitness type of websites. In terms of how to move on from Amazon associates, I really think there's 3 levels of consideration. The first is moving your products away from Amazon and looking at some alternative retailers, and that's going to be the focus of what I want to talk about today. The second is possibly making a change in terms of how you monetize. That might be moving into more of info products or doing display ads. And again, maybe you want to sell some of your own products or services on your website. And the third is perhaps you want to change your business model entirely. Perhaps you need to select a different niche, maybe go into a category where Amazon is not dominant, such as software. So in terms of the 5 steps here, I just want to give an overview first of them. So step 1, you want to replace your existing products that are linking to Amazon, and you can go ahead and look through Google to see what alternative merchants are available. And it's actually a lot easier when you pair this with Skimlink's Chrome extension, which helps identify the merchants that have active affiliate programs, and it'll also tell you what kind of affiliate rates you can get. Alternatively, there's also another tool called AMZ Watcher that is able to do a full crawl of your website and present alternatives to your Amazon products, which is very time-saving and very nice. Step 2, you also want to look for new products to promote, maybe some that don't exist on the Amazon ecosystem. And what I recommend doing is creating both a database for affiliate programs to see what types of merchants and brands are offering to pay you for sending them traffic, as well as to create a database of the different types of products that are relevant in your niche. And this is going to help you, create your affiliate content much faster in the future. Step 3 is to take a look at your link management practices. And here what I mean is, looking at the way that you link out to affiliate programs and making sure you're doing it in a way that makes it easy to change them in the future. And for this, I prefer to use Thirsty Affiliates. So step 4 is to let the user decide. And here what we mean is putting up multiple merchant links or call to action buttons and letting users choose what their preferred retailer is, which may include Amazon. An alternative is to use Genius Link choice pages, which is a separate URL that also has multiple merchant links. And the final step is to do continuous testing. And I think this really is the most important step. We want to collect more data on how each merchant is doing. Specifically, we want to look at EPC or earnings per click. And we want to compare that to how Amazon is doing. And this will help us understand what is the relative profitability of sending clicks to Amazon versus other merchants. All right, so jumping right into it, step 1 is to replace some of our existing products. And the simplest way to do that is to go and do a Google search of the product and see what alternative merchants are ranking. Now, you can actually expedite this a lot if you have the Skimlinks Chrome extension installed, as this will show you if a merchant has an affiliate program and what percentage they're going to pay you on the Skimlinks network. And finally, you can use AMZ Watcher, which is a tool that crawls your entire website, and it will tell you what the alternatives are to the Amazon products that you are currently promoting. So a quick note on Skimlinks, it's actually a pretty unique network if you haven't used it before. It's what we would call a sub-affiliate network. And basically when you get approved on Skimlinks, you can go ahead and promote any of their merchants without getting further approvals. Now, if you've tried any of the other networks like ShareASale, CJ, or Rakuten, you'll know that for every merchant, you need to get their individual approval before you can promote their products. Now, for publishers who are just starting out or have very little traffic, this can be a problem because you're not going to meet their minimum requirements, and it's very likely that your application is going to get denied. So what Skimlinks is essentially doing is they are acting as a sub-affiliate, and they are signing up with the merchants on their primary network. And then when you sign up for Skimlinks, you are kind of joining their sub network. However, this does come with a cost, and it's a pretty hefty one. Skimlinks is going to take 25% cut of your earnings. So whenever you look at the percentage on Skimlinks, make sure that you're taking a 25% haircut to that. However, I do find that Skimlinks often has better commission rates than what you would get by going to the primary network. And this is because they go and negotiate exclusive rates with those merchants just because of their sheer size. All right, so now I just want to give a quick demonstration of the Skimlinks browser extension. So here I'm on a particular skincare website that I know is on Skimlinks. And if I go ahead and click on the Chrome extension, it's going to give me a little bit of information about this particular brand. It's going to tell me that it's on Skimlinks and that it pays 6%. So, after this 25% cut, this is more like a 4.5% net rate. And I can go ahead and take a look at more details, and typically it's just going to show the rate here and maybe other countries if they have them. It's also going to show me sort of the earnings per click here. And if you go to the full profile, this is just going to take you to the full data set here from Skimlinks, which is really helpful. It's going to tell me what the average basket size is and conversion rate. And that's information we're going to put into our affiliate program database later on. All right, now moving on to step number 2, and that's to find new products, ideally ones that are not on the Amazon ecosystem that you can promote on your website. So for this, what I recommend doing is taking the time to do some research into other affiliate programs, as well as what the best-selling products in your initial category are. So the first thing you want to do is create an affiliate program database. And for this, what I have in mind is key metrics like the commission rate, what is the average order size, the conversion rate, and the cookie duration. And using this information, you can calculate for yourself what the earnings per click is going to be. And here's the formula for it. Oftentimes, the network will also provide you the EPC, such as ShareASale and Skimlinks. So if that's provided, you can put that in manually as well. Now, it's important to note that not all affiliate programs are being advertised. They might not show up on a network if they don't have an existing relationship. Now, for some products, you may want to contact them directly, especially with some of the smaller ones that maybe are just a Shopify platform, and see if they are offering one right now or if they're planning to get one soon. And that can be a helpful way to get a better rate than what the networks would offer because you're going directly to the merchant. And I have a free template here that you can use that is going to be helpful for you to fill out some of these metrics and help you document the affiliate programs in your category. Okay, so here I want to show you what I have in my full affiliate program database. And you can see here I've got an input for the Skimlinks fee. That's just going to come out of the adjusted rate for some of the affiliate programs. Now here, I'm in the skincare and beauty segment, and I've gone in, kind of pulled all the different, major affiliate programs that are out there. And, I've got kind of the important information such as what network they're on, what kind of merchant they are, I've got sort of the unadjusted rate, which is before the plain rate you would see on skim links, and if it's on skim links, it's going to see 25% cut, like you can see here for this Strivectin brand. And the other info that I pulled is the average order size, so how much on average are people buying, the conversion rate from that merchant, and you can go ahead and calculate an EPC, which is what I've done here. And I've also put in some other useful information. I've put in what the similar web traffic and category rank are, and this is just to help me get a sense of how big is this merchant in this ecosystem. Because sometimes you're going to find merchants that you haven't heard of before, and it's just a nice quick way to see, are they one of the major players or one of the more niche brands. So the second part of step 2 is to create a product database, and this is also a good idea because it's going to help you keep track of all the products and brands that you're recommending. And it's also going to make it a lot easier for you to find relevant products for future roundup reviews, as well as other content ideas. And what key metrics you want to track is really up to your category. So for skincare, I track things like the ingredients in every product that I recommend, but it's up to your category. And you want to make special note of where you can monetize that product. What retailers are carrying it. You can go direct to brand in a lot of cases. You'll get probably better commission rates. Maybe you can go to like a mass retailer. So in skincare, I can go to places like Sephora, Ulta Beauty, Derm Store, etc. And of course, you want to consider, do I actually go to Amazon for some of these? So here I've got my full product database just to give you a quick look at it. So I've got things like, the category of the product, what the brand is, what the product name is, some of the ingredients. And I've also got sort of what the primary retailer is. Typically it's the retailer that either pays the most or the retailer that has the most number of reviews. And on the right, I've also got, the number of reviews and the current price. And I've just kept the list here of what the retailer URLs are where I can promote this. So for example, you look at this particular product, this Dead Sea Mud. It's available on Amazon, on Ulta, and on the brand. So it's a helpful way just to take a quick look at what the products are that you have and see, are there attractive retailers or offers available for you to promote that product. So moving on to step number 3, and here we want to take a look at our link management best practices. So what I really want to emphasize here is to avoid using naked affiliate links or plain affiliate links wherever possible. And this could be the kind of ugly and long looking URLs that Amazon Associates generates, but it's also the really long URLs that ShareASale or CJ and Rakuten generate. Now their primary reason is that it's a pain in the behind to change these links because you're going to have them spread across your content. You might have also image links, and you might also have call to action boxes. And when something drastic happens, like when Amazon cuts rates, you don't want to have to go finding all these links and changing them to a different one. It also makes it more difficult to test merchants because, again, for the same reason, you can't change them sort of universally in one place. Now, for this reason, I recommend using cloaked links, and it actually makes a better experience for both you as sort of the site owner or editor and for your users, rather than using sort of these ugly, naked links. So some examples, and you've probably seen stuff like this before. You've got the go in the URL, you got the recommends in the URL. And the main benefit is when you use cloak links, you have basically a universal place where you can change the URL destination. So where does that link actually point to? And you can use a plugin like Thirsty Affiliates. You can use Pretty Links, probably other options out there as well. Personally, I use Thirsty Affiliates. All right, so here I just want to show you guys what the Thirsty Affiliates dashboard looks like. So here I've got a particular product, particular SkinCeuticals serum, and you're going to enter in the destination URL. In this case, it's going to go through skim links, and you can type in, well, actually automatically creates a cloaked URL for you, but you can easily change that slug into whatever you want it to be. Now, the other interesting thing with skim links I didn't mention before is if we take an actual look at this link, it's going to redirect to that skim links URL and land on the retailer's website. But if you look at the URL itself, you can often find where the primary network is. So here we can see the UTM source is Rakuten. So if I wanted to promote this brand directly one day, and not go through skim links. I could easily do that by finding it on Rakuten. Okay, so moving on to step 4, and that's to let the user decide. So in some cases, you want to have multiple merchants available so that the user can decide what their preferred retailer is. And you can think about whether you want to include Amazon in that set of options, because sometimes users are going to see Amazon, and they're probably 99% of people are going to click on it. So it requires a little bit of nuance. Again, you can have multiple text links, you can have button links. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now which is using Genius Link choice pages. It's a bit more manual and you need to set it up, but I think it's also a nice alternative. And you want to think about whether you want to keep Amazon in the mix here. Some people are going to say, you might as well get that cookie, right? Since some people are going to want to check out Amazon anyways, might as well get the cookie and maybe make some commissions off of other purchases. But what you can also try to do is try to nudge people towards what your preferred merchant is. You can talk about within the content. You can say some merchants are going to give you kind of free gifts or get a better price, versus Amazon, where sometimes there's this risk of getting a fake product from sort of fraudulent Amazon third-party sellers. And that's something that I talk about in my content. And it's very relevant sort of in the skincare space. You can also use kind of design elements, try to use different colors, different types of text, maybe also say, recommended retailers. Also the order in which you put the options. Maybe you want to put Amazon kind of, last or in the middle, right? You want to put your preferred retailers first. So, those are other types of design choices that you can use to try to, nudge users towards your preferred one, but also keep Amazon in the mix. All right, so I want to provide one quick example of a Genius Link choice page. And here I've got a particular product from Claudely. And the first thing you're going to do to create this choice page is to enter the affiliate URLs. And this is actually just going to be your naked URL, because people are going to click on it directly from here. And once you have those in, and here I'm using skim links, you're also going to want to fill out some of the other information, including the images. I find that for the images, you're going to have to put these in manually. So what I do here is I actually have a logo for both the brands that I've put in, and I think square images work best. Here you're going to put in a title for the product, and sort of you can say get it now or authorized retailers. And here I've also kind of manually put in a product image as well as a logo. And I'm going to show you guys the final result. You're going to get a page kind of like this, with the kind of the product image right in the middle, the product name, and your visitors can just very easily kind of choose between the two of them. One thing to note is if your product is on Amazon, once you put that in the Amazon URL here, it's just going to automatically pull in the product title as well as the product image. So that can save you some time if you're planning to include Amazon in your choice of merchants. All right, so the fifth and final step here is to do continuous testing. And as I mentioned earlier, this is really the most important part of your process. You want to continue to test different merchants and continue to test different products and kind of figure out, where is the profitability going to shake out. So, you want to send some real traffic to these merchants, for maybe a couple months, and just take a look at the results, right? How much sales does it result in? What kind of earnings impact is it going to have on you, in terms of commissions? And ultimately, we're trying to calculate what the earnings per click is going to be. And then you can take that data, you can compare it across different merchants that you're promoting. You can compare that to Amazon, and see if it's better or worse. Ultimately over time, you'll eventually figure out, what is the best yielding offer for your particular product, for your particular content. It might not be Amazon, but in some cases it might actually be Amazon, depending on, what kind of alternative merchants and what kind of alternative offers you're able to get. So I think in conclusion for today, Amazon Associates, it's definitely taken a turn for the worse. I think a lot of the people in the community feel that, it's kind of dead. You should definitely get off of Amazon Associates. I think that, to do that, you want to get some data in hand, right? You want to kind of get a sense of what's the profitability of Amazon right now for me, with all the rate cut changes built in, and, how much better or worse could I do with some alternative merchants, and just kind of test it, right? Test that thesis out and figure out if you are actually going to get a better yielding offer somewhere else. And I think that coupled with, obviously, improvements to your SEO, improvements to your CRO, hopefully that's going to help you kind of rebuild, and rebuild better, at the end of this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys are using any different strategies to mitigate Amazon, or if you're taking a completely different approach to affiliate marketing now. Love to hear from you guys. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a like or subscribe as well. I'll be making some future videos on affiliate marketing and SEO in general.